This is Mama's High on Chai. Hello, Mamas. This is your host, Simi, with Mama's High on Chai, a podcast all about being a South Asian and being a mama. So, one of the goals with this podcast that I had was to celebrate women and celebrate mothers that are from the South Asian community. I really wanted to use this platform to do that, and I feel that as mothers, as women, we get so caught up in our daily lives, and that we judge ourselves, we critique ourselves, we don't give ourselves enough credit for the things that we do. So I wanted to use this platform to bring real stories, real women on this platform, and really celebrate their achievements and their successes, and talk about their lives, and the fact that they are amazing mothers, amazing human beings, and give them that credit that they so deserve. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. On that note, I have a very special guest on my show. She is a dentist by education and training and a chef by choice. She's on a mission to bring authentic culinary cuisines from different parts of India to Detroit. Her love affair with cooking started at a very young age, and it has taken her around the world to master her craft. She has taken lessons from celebrity chefs such as Manish Mehrotra, Rakhi Vaswani, and many others across India. Over the past 3 years, she has brought unique experiences and dishes and hosted many sold out pop ups across Detroit. Her signature dish is Bhel Puri, which was selected as one of the 18 best dishes in Detroit by food critic Mark Curley and Chick. She's also been featured on Fox TV. She is a proud mother of two, Abir and Arit. She enjoys watching movies, traveling, and is a big fan of Punjabi music.
So, Preeti, Bhel Puri?
Yes.
Bhel Puri is my favorite. Honestly, I actually, my family's from Mumbai, and I was born in the suburbs of Mumbai. And so I'm a big fan of the street foods of Mumbai and, the western side of India. And yeah, so it's just so interesting. Your bio is amazing. You've accomplished so much in your life, and thank you so much for coming to our show, and thank you for taking the time to speak with us.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about yourself. I find it really interesting, your how you went from being a dentist to a chef. How did that happen?
Thanks. So, dentist, Indian parents, when you're in India, born. So, a good education is must. So, that's how a dentist we came in. So, became a
Right.
dentist, came,
Nice.
got married, moved to Windsor, Ontario, and I was pregnant. I had my son.
Right.
So, got busy in motherhood. So, after 5 years, when I wanted to go back into my studies, my daughter was born. That was the second.
Right.
and and when she was born, like, she was diagnosed with cerebral palsy, and
Oh, okay.
so life was just revolving around home, doctors, home, picking son from school, cooking. So it was just this life. And in between this,
Wow.
yes, so, and in between this, I met someone in Ann Arbor's farmer market. I love French macaroons.
Right.
And so the lady, she used to sell there in Ann Arbor. So when I went to buy from her, she just
Mhm.
asked me that, are you Indian and can you teach me Indian food?
Right.
I said yes. So I taught her Indian food and she taught me macaroons. And
That's amazing.
yes, so she told me that, what are you doing sitting at home? Like, you should be taking classes. And she told me about the pop-up happening in Michigan.
Right.
So she said, why don't you contact them? So after her, I contacted one or
Hmm.
two places. And one of them, Peter from Revolver Hamtramck, he came to my home, ate the food, and he said, okay, let's do it. And that's it. That was my first pop-up. It got sold out in 1 hour.
Oh, wow.
And after
When was
that,
that?
I
How long
start
ago was that?
I started in 2017 October.
Okay.
That was my first pop-up. Before that, I did in Menagerie too, yes, but they have closed down. So, but this was the main one which gave me recognition, a name, and I have been doing it regularly now, like two, three times a, maybe three, four times a year.
Right.
So, and after that, it just continued. Like one of these pop-ups only, the food critic came, that I get more recognition, and it just started at that. Yeah, I never looked back after that. Yeah, it was just a change from me from daily routine because it was
Right.
happening like once in 2 or 3 months. So it was good for me. So I
So
loved it. Yeah.
did you do this on a sort of a part-time basis, kind of on the side? You were still a homemaker at the
Yes.
time?
Yes. Just as a part
Right.
time. Yep.
Right. Wow, that's really amazing. So I want to touch a little bit about, your sort of you mentioned that you grew up in India,
Yes.
and that's where, you uh, sort of became a dentist, and because your parents really wanted it. And so can you touch a little bit about on that? Because I find that in our culture that is very sort of a very unique um, thing in our culture, right?
The studies.
Yes, yeah, like the
Yes.
expectations, right?
Yes. Every parents, being a girl, they want me to marry you off. A good
Right,
family, a good groom. Education
right,
is must. And being my
right,
parents, my mom is very highly educated. So she
right,
was always looked upon that my daughter should marry, nobody should tell, they should study and nobody should. And they have never made us feel like my parents that we are girls.
right,
And we have given all the opportunities to do whatever the boys were allowed, never stopped anything.
right,
So everything we got. So, but main what they one thing they wanted was you should be good in studies. Study is
right,
must. After that, you do anything. And right
right.
now, they are my biggest supporters. Like I'm doing this business, what I'm cooking, and
Yeah,
so they are my biggest
that
motors.
is that is so awesome. And I feel like our parents, they tried their best, at the time, however they parented. And I know it was like, just the three or four things that they categorized our careers in. Like, you could either be a doctor, engineer, lawyer,
Yes, agree.
right? But
I
I
want.
feel
I
like,
always wanted to be a doctor, but I couldn't get into
right,
a medical school, but got in dental school. I enjoyed that too. Even now, like I'm trying after 16, I've graduated in 2004,
right,
and now it's almost 16 years. I still now I'm starting studying again. I tried to apply in dental school, have cleared my national boards, but I think it's too much of a gap with no
right.
experience and all to get in. But I'm started studying again to get into a dental hygiene program.
Ah,
So
okay.
yeah, so
That's That's really, really cool. And I wish you all the best
thank you.
for, pursuing your studies again, in that field, in the dentistry field. And I'm so glad that you're enjoying your culinary part of things as well. And I also want to ask you about cerebral palsy. Can you explain that a little bit? What it is and what kind of symptoms does it normally just happen in children or?
Usually this happens at childbirth. They say we came to know about my daughter when she was 2.5 months old.
Right.
So she was not eating food. And so we
Right.
were rushed to hospital, and then we came to know she had a milk protein allergy, and she had a stroke during childbirth. That's what they said.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. So basically her left side is weak. She cannot use her left, she limps, walks with a limp, and she cannot use her left arm.
Okay.
So, and she recently got her surgery done for this in January, for her neuro brain surgery.
Right.
So, but
Wow.
otherwise, she runs, she walks, she talks. Definitely, there are delayed milestones everywhere, speech delay.
Right. Right.
But she is a wonderful child, and like
Aw.
even like after surgery, like doctor was saying that patients don't get up from the bed. It was like six
Right.
hours after surgery, she was ready to walk down, and she said, "Mama, let's go." She wanted to go home. "Mama, let's
Yeah.
go home."
That's so sweet. Aw.
Yeah.
I wish her all the best. So tell me a little bit about what kind of challenges you faced as a mother. So this is your younger daughter,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And she's 5 now.
She's 5, yes.
She's five. Five. Yeah, she's almost the same age as my daughter. And so yeah, so I mean, my kids, they both have had pretty normal childhood. I mean, they've been very healthy, and I feel like, every mom goes through their own set of challenges, whether it's financial or like, I think sickness of a child is far more challenging than all the other stresses, like the normal daily stresses in our lives, right?
Right, it is. It
Um,
is.
and so can you touch on that a little bit and explain on what
First,
kind of challenges you've
challenges
had?
first, I had been just like, when we came to know, I've been just looking up doctors, treatments, and
Right,
back of the mind, will she be all right? It's just like every
right,
day something I find out, okay, this is going to work on her, new doctors, new therapies. My life was just on
right,
internet. Earlier it was
right,
food. So two things I used to do on my phone when the kids used to go to sleep is the food and the
right,
therapies for my daughter.
right,
And something happens to her, the mind used to go back to it, like, is it she fine? Something has not happened, or some seizure has not come, or you know
right,
school also, if she's not well, if fever is there, like things used to turn around too much. Even life also, like, you are restricted, though we have never stopped taking my daughter or son anywhere. Every year I take them to India for 2 months,
right,
but
right,
still, you have to take precautions, like air traveling and everything can come up with seizures, and that is dangerous for her.
right,
So those were
right,
the precautions. Then in between, sometimes she stops eating. Then that stress comes up. Oh, she's not eating. Why? What is
right.
happening? Then if she's quiet for 2 days, oh my God, something happened. She's not speaking now. What happened now? Calling up doctors. So
Oh.
it's just like they becoming doctors, internet, therapies, medicine, food.
Right. And I feel like, you become overly
Yes,
cautious with your child when they are going through something like that, because, it's really difficult to look at them with the normal, lens, right? Like I'm sure you can, because you can sort of compare that with your first child, right?
exactly.
And so your son, he's
Yes,
10,
he's
right?
10. Yes.
So sorry, his name's
Yes,
Abir, right?
Abir.
So Abir, so how is he dealing with everything that has been going
I think
on?
that being a 10-year-old, he has a mixed feelings. Sometimes he's overly protective. I
Right,
love my sister, but when she disturbs him, or when
right,
he wants to, like, sometimes he want to hug, or sometime at night time he wants me to come and sleep with him. Then she comes in between, or she doesn't allow it. Then that comes up, I hate you, I don't love you. So, and something, sometimes I also feel that because of her, he also got neglected in between.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
My mind was sort of thinking that way as well. Like I feel that when have you seen that movie Wonder?
No, I'm not.
It is such a wonderful movie. It's through the entire movie, I don't think I've ever cried this much from the beginning of a movie to the end of a movie, just bawling my eyes. Just it's very very touching, and it's I think you can relate to that
I will,
if you
I
watch
will,
that
I will
movie.
watch
So
it. Definitely with being staying at home now. So
yeah.
definitely time is there to watch the movies.
The older sibling, they showed it her aspect of things as well.
Mhm.
The younger sibling was going through some things, and had had some health problems, but it just it the family dynamics is completely different, right?
Yes.
And how it affects the other sibling.
Yes, no, I think it did. Though I have tried my best. I give him extra time. Sometimes I tell my parents to watch a read, and I take him out separately. We should go for a movie or just for dinner. It's a mom-son dinner or a lunch, and let me take you shopping. Things help,
Right.
but I think he is more now. His laptop is his favorite thing right now. His games, and he doesn't want anyone to disturb.
And when I was briefly talking to you before we decided to before you agreed to come on the show for this interview, you did mention that your son was the one who actually supported you and helped you sort of go the culinary route, right?
Yes,
In your career.
yes. So two years back, I got divorced, and I have never
Right,
worked. So, and the pop-ups scene just has started. Like I did that time when I was going through my divorce. It was just I had done before that 2 or 3 pop-ups only. So I
right,
was in that stage, like, should I go back to studies and everything? This thing is going on with my daughter therapies too. And should I start studying?
right,
Should I look for work or should I pursue my culinary skills? And my son used to go out and look for jobs wherever he used to see. And he used to say, oh no, mama, this is not for you,
right.
this one. And she said, mama, he said that well, you can just cook. You are the best. You have to be a chef, mama.
That's so
So
sweet,
doing this,
honestly.
yeah, he always supported. Even when he used to go to India, if I used to come back, if he used to eat something there, I try to come back and make the same things. And he used to say, "Oh, Mama, this is something similar what we ate there." He's a foodie like me. He is a big
Right.
foodie.
Yeah. Right.
So after that,
Ah, that's just so sweet.
soju,
That's when you know you've done a good
yes,
job in parenting, when your little, 9, 10-year-old is supporting you and, encouraging you.
yes, he is a bigger support. Even now, like I'm looking for a place to open my own restaurant, looking for spaces. And he
Right.
is really like, Mama, you have to do this. And we were just talking about this recently. There was a list for 50 top 50 restaurants in the world. And
Right.
I was telling him that when you turn 18, when you get admission, and he wants to go to an Ivy League school, he's a really bright
Right.
student. So he
Wow.
said, I said, okay, then when you get into the college, I'm going to take you to number one restaurant, whatever that time is in the world. He said, Mama, what if it's
Yeah.
yours? And I said, Abhi, that won't happen, but we will see that.
That will happen. I believe in whatever you say, whatever you put out in the world, it does come true. You say that to yourself and you will make it happen.
Yeah,
You just have to have patience and work for it.
yeah. I
That's it.
think that's patience. The last 2 years that I'm doing, like, and yeah, that he is something. So I said, no, we will see when it
Yeah.
comes. But that's what I promised him that what we are going to do that time.
Yeah.
So this just happened. So
That's
when this all divorce was going on, I think my cooking, I just took a part-time job in Macy's as a
mhm.
during time Christmas time. It was their hiring for seasonal hiring, and they hired me permanently after that too. So I did that for almost 1 year, and after that I
Right.
left it because of the kids' schedule. It was getting difficult. So and then
hmm
I was getting more and more into my cooking, and the pop-ups were getting
Right.
frequent. I was getting catering orders. Then I started doing Indian
Right.
fusion desserts, which are very popular. I started catering for weddings, baby showers.
Right.
And then I traveled a lot. After my divorce was signed, the papers, I traveled. I traveled a lot. I went to Italy alone to celebrate my 40th
That's
birthday. And
that's so amazing. I love that.
yeah, so
Good for
yes, I
you.
really enjoyed it. So that 1 year gave me what I wanted to do with my life. It gave me a plan for the rest of my life, what I wanted to do. It gave me
Right,
it made me feel very confident in myself. Yes, I can do it. I'm not,
right.
yes, I can do it. So, and then and I got
That-
enrolled in the college. I said, my culinary profession has to take a permanent place, started looking for the places. And
Right.
yes, I'm enjoying. So kids, food, and college. That's my life right now.
That's so amazing. Sorry, what kind of college was that?
I'm right now taking prerequisites in the Oakland Community College
Right.
for
Okay.
getting into
Right.
dental hygiene. Yes.
Okay. Okay. I thought some
No, I
culinary
have
school as well. You were,
never
yeah.
been to culinary school though. When I go to India, I do take classes. I have taken classes from Chef
Right.
Manish Mehrotra, Rakhi Vaswani.
Right.
So I do when I
Right.
try.
Right.
So it's self-taught chef.
That's that's so amazing. And did you take any culinary classes in Italy
Yes,
when
yes,
you were
that's
there?
what I went for. Everything.
That's amazing. That's so awesome. So you're a single
Yes.
mom and you're juggling all these things and you're doing so amazing. Um, just can you touch on a little bit about when you were going through the divorce and then, the health issues with your younger daughter and just everything, and then managing, yourself and your self-identity because you were a
Yes.
homemaker prior to that, right? And so, how did that affect you mentally?
It made me strong. I think it just gave me that it let me came to know that I am very strong. I can do it.
Right,
And though there were phases when I used to like really go back and cry or I cannot do it, but then something
right,
next day I used to hear something so good that I have to go on Fox TV to demonstrate this. My food critic has this. I'm called for this, appreciated for this. So it just made me stronger. Yes.
that's
Yeah.
so awesome. I think that, there's if we want, we can find the positive in any situation and anything that's going on. And
Yes. I think what helped me overcome my divorce or right through my divorce was my cooking. That's
right,
that was it. Otherwise, I don't think so. Being a homemaker, then you keep on thinking and thinking, but that's what distracted
right,
me. And then one of my friends, she was here in Michigan. She moved to Dallas, who was my closest friend, and
right,
she was like, she was the person I could talk to whenever I used to feel down. I used to call her
mm,
anytime, anywhere. So, and that what helped me vent out also. And
that's
she was
good.
the one.
It's really
She's very strong. So you say, oh no, you can do, Preeti, you can do it, you can do it, do this.
right, right.
So
It's so important to have that support
it
network
is.
that, you can just call, your friends or whoever it
Yes.
is. You can call somebody and talk about anything at any time, and
Yes. Sometimes you
that
just cannot.
you can,
I never cried in front of my parents. I didn't want them to feel that I like I'm down or I'm crying or this is affecting me. I tried to be very strong and they supported me all
right,
through this. So some things couldn't be discussed with them. So when you wanted to vent out, Priyanka was one calling
yeah.
in Dallas. This is what is happening. So, and she used to give
Aw.
me good advice or good shout back, shout at me also, scold me also.
Yeah,
No, 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 this is this. And yes, that
right,
helped me. That really helped me because when you go through this, you don't
yeah,
want anybody giving you advice or anything. You want just someone to listen to you. Just go out for your dinner
right.
or talk to
That's
you.
so
That's
true.
it. That's all you want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And honestly, I don't think anybody can give any advice. Your situation is so
Yes.
unique that nobody else is going through what you are going through, you know? And it's at least at that point, like there might be similar situations, but not the
Yeah, because
exact
and
same,
nobody
right? So I think like,
Mhm.
sorry, I think that it's the most important thing is just to be heard,
Yes. Just to
right?
take them, sit down with some person, have your dinner or talk to, just listen to them, because exactly what
Right,
happens is just between a husband and wife. Nobody know the details, what exactly happened. Both sides have their own stories. And sometimes people, friends also
right,
get separated, or who to support, who not to support, and some just move back.
right,
So it's just that to just
right.
listen and just went out, and yeah. She's my friend still now, and I really miss her. Yeah.
Aw. Yeah, that's really awesome. It's so important to have your friends and your family and your support
Yeah.
network right with you and close by, and people that you can lean on. And now you have your son as part of your support
Yes, he
system
is.
too,
He is. He is the biggest critic.
right?
It's difficult also. I
Yeah,
think he's getting used to this divorce. Earlier, he was not telling his friends that his parents got divorced. So it was through his
right,
friend's mom I came to know that this is what is happening. And when I tried to discuss, he didn't want to discuss
right,
it. So I said, okay, let him be it. And as time comes, he is going to adjust to it and come to his own terms. So things are getting a little better on that
right.
front. So hopefully, with as
Yeah,
he grow up, he'll try to understand. And I haven't discussed anything about him with him. I think he's too young to
right,
understand. He has his own mindset made up what happened and who is at fault, who is not at fault. So I think time will tell.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Once he becomes a bit more mature, he can make his own
Yes.
decisions.
So yeah. Right now we are having fun. Both three of us. I have my
That's
parents
good.
too with
That,
me.
that,
And so in the evening, it's fun time, and
yeah.
especially with not all five of us in the home. So
Must be madness.
it's
But I saw on your Instagram, you're cooking with your
yes,
children and keeping yourself busy, and it's
yeah,
for I know for a lot of people cooking is like therapy, and you mentioned that too, like through cooking you found
it is
yourself, right?
therapy.
And you found calm and peace,
Yes,
and everybody needs that. Everybody needs that
exactly.
outlet,
That's
right?
outlet. Even if I'm angry, if I want to vent it out, sometimes to start middle of night, start cooking. And my son, he has to help me. He's a very beautiful decorator. He decorates my desserts
Oh,
beautifully. He
that's
loves to do
nice.
that.
And who does the cleanup?
Me, then I run off. Then he off. Done. He said, Baba, my work is done.
That's
Okay, I'm gone now.
cleanup is the worst part. I hate cleaning up. I love cooking, but I hate cleaning up. So my husband does that
That's
for me.
right. Yes, no, that has to be done by me. And especially when he makes his desserts, he like to cook everything. And when he's done, so recently he
Right.
learned to make pancakes that he likes to do
Yeah.
it himself. So once he's done, he take his
Yeah.
plate. Okay, Mama, now clean up time is yours. So no.
Honestly, I'm so glad, Preeti. Remember when I talked to you prior to this, like in the pre-interview, you were trying to tell me your story, and I'm like, please, please don't tell me. As soon as you, as soon as you said, dentist turned chef, and I was just like, that's it. And you came from India, and you have two kids, and you're a single mother. I'm like, please don't tell me anything more. I just want to hear your story for the first time when I interview you. And that's the beauty of it, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I just, I just wanted to have just honest, casual, conversation and just celebrate you,
Yes,
right?
that's true.
As a single mother, what is the biggest challenge that you face right now?
Right now, I don't think
Or it doesn't have to be one, like just any challenges that you
I
face.
think I don't think so. I never had issues. Like I have been always a homemaker, so I'm used to taking care of my
Hmm.
kids, running home errands, cooking, cleaning, grocery shopping. And definitely in the beginning, my parents were not staying with me, so definitely dropping kids, I couldn't study or go to my pop-ups without like somebody coming for that.
Right,
That was a challenge to me, whom to drop my kids. So I didn't do anything.
right.
And actually, I don't feel any challenge. No, I seriously, I feel so
You're a
seriously.
warrior.
If I
You're a
think of it,
warrior.
I have my I take my I have like we have an alternate weekend schedule with the kids with their father. So I take my classes
Mhm.
usually when the kids are not with me. I do pop-ups or my pop-ups or catering when the kids are not with me. Monday, Tuesday are 2 days when I have my classes out of 4 days. So I take evening classes. I try to be with them whenever, most time when are they with me, give them time.
Right.
Then I take my
Okay.
classes. So this weekend today they went to their father. So I have a big homework,
Right.
5 big essays to write for my college,
Yeah.
which I'll be doing. So,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
haven't, to be honest, no challenge. Actually, I have no challenge. I love it. What I'm doing right now,
That's
I have
that's
everything. Like I told you, it took me 1 year to settle down. I traveled, thought about it, and
right.
I have just planned out everything. I don't feel any challenge. No. I have my parents with no
Yeah. No
stress.
stress.
No,
Just
no,
yeah.
it's no, it no, it's absolutely no stress. It's just,
That's
I love it now, actually. I love my life right now. I'm really enjoying it. It's cooking. I have my college. I'm
that's
back to studying. I know I have to do this part time, my dental hygiene. Then I can pursue my culinary profession
right.
also 3 days, what my plan is. Then I have two wonderful kids to
Right.
raise. I have to worry about her therapies now. And I have my parents, I have my
Right.
family. My brother is in Los Angeles, a wonderful sister-in-law. My
Okay.
sister is in Toronto, so I travel with so it's fun.
Well, you should come to Vancouver sometime too, and then we'll have some chai
Actually, I was
together.
supposed to come in May.
And
So I was there last
okay.
December. The day I signed my divorce papers, I traveled to Vancouver. My cousin is there.
Oh, I see. I see. Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
traveled that time too. That's first, yeah, second time to Vancouver. So now also we plan.
It's beautiful in the
Yes,
summer, isn't
haven't
it?
been to Victoria, so that's what I plan to come in May for.
That's so awesome. I love your positivity and I love that you're loving life right now, despite all the challenges. I think, it's so important perspective is
Yes.
everything, right? And I've been through postpartum
Hmm.
depression after I had my children, and I got to a point I was really low, and everything was just so negative, and I just couldn't see positivity in anything. And then it started to change. I was like, it's if I want to live my life the way that I want it to be, then I need to change it myself. No
Yes,
one
no
else will
one
do it
else. You
for
have
me,
to do
right?
it for yourself.
So
Yes.
since then, I've just never looked back, and it's just been, you know, doesn't matter how negative a
Yes, you
situation
have to
gets,
move
there's,
forward, keep
it's
moving
just,
forward, keep fighting, and just move forward.
yeah,
You will have hurdles
right,
everywhere.
yeah,
Everywhere there will be stoppage. Somebody's not going to be happy. You have this, you have that. Move, keep moving forward. That's what I'm doing, and I've never looked back. I have never
right,
looked back. And after the first 1 year, which when I was going through this all procedures and everything was difficult, but still the cooking made me slide through. I said, it's like I can do that. I can do this too. Yes. You just have to
right,
love yourself. See the positivity. Everything has something positive in it. And when negativity comes, call your best friend.
right.
She is going to shoot everything out of you, and then you'll come back on track.
Totally, totally. You need a friend like
Yes,
that for
you
sure.
do need, yes.
Well, Preeti, it was really, really awesome chatting with you and getting to know you and your story. I think you have such an amazing story and you're so positive. So just keep it up, keep up the positivity, and I just wish you all the best, and I wish your
Thank you.
family all the
Thank you
best
so
and best of
much.
health, more
Thank you.
than anything. Thank you so much,
Thank you so
and good
much.
luck with
Thank you.
everything.
Wow. This was Preeti, Mamas. She is an amazing mother. She is a warrior, a fighter through such challenging times. She has come out so positive, and her positivity reflects in her voice and her tone and her words. And I feel so lucky to have interviewed her, and I'm so inspired by her story. And I feel like if someone who has had challenges like her can go through life with such a positive attitude, then I feel anyone can. That's all for today, mamas. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter on Mamas High on Chai. I want to hear from all of you, all the mamas that are listening, and please leave me a voice message by clicking on the link at the bottom of the show notes. It'll also be available on my Twitter page. So make sure you go on there and leave me a voice message. I really want to hear from you, and send me your questions, comments, suggestions, feedback. I want to hear it all. So tune in every Tuesday for a new episode. Until then, stay high on chai and stay high on life. See ya!
This is Mama's High on Chai.